thank you, Jeff, for being here in Torino. Last time was 2017,
Yeah.
and a lot has happened since.
Yeah, for sure.
So what you're seeing today, we really started in 2016, and it was very much driven by trying to see how we could, in Italy and in Turin, be more entrepreneurial and be more attuned with technologies of today and of tomorrow. And since then, if you look over the last decade in Europe, you've had investments going from 45 billion into the tech ecosystem to 425. If you look at the programs which we've been involved, like Vento, who came out from that 2016 period, we've now invested in many companies with Italian founders in Italy and outside, of which one B has just been acquired by Amazon, so thank you.
I just love entrepreneurs, and I always have. I like missionary entrepreneurs, people who are they're doing it because there's something about the mission that they just can't not do it. They're so passionate about it. And I'm guessing that this room is full of such people. And I think you should be very optimistic. In fact, entrepreneurs need to be optimistic almost to the point of delusion. We need to be right there. There's this, we remember the great John F. Kennedy speech about going to the moon and other things. It says, we do these things not because they're easy, but because they are hard. But I've always thought that for entrepreneurs, it should be a little different. We do these things not because they're easy, but because we thought they were going to be easy. So that's a useful attitude for entrepreneurs. And, Europe, you hear these things about Europe that it's not enough dynamism in Europe, there's too many regulations in Europe. Let me assure you, there are plenty of regulations everywhere, and what you need is that can-do attitude, that entrepreneurial attitude. That's what drives people to success. And Europe has all of the ingredients they need to be a dynamic, entrepreneurial, just a huge success. And you can tell it just from the people in this room.
Do you agree?
And of course, startup companies, small companies, thrive in moments of great and rapid change. Stability favors incumbents, and rapid change favors small, dynamic, nimble startup companies. And so the world is so rapidly changing right now. There's never been a better moment to be an entrepreneur. There has never been a better moment to be a startup company.
And if you think about
Go work at a best practices company somewhere where you can learn a lot of basic fundamental things, how to hire really well, how to interview, etc. There's a lot of stuff you would learn in a great company that will help you. And then there's still lots of time to start a company after you have absorbed. It increases your odds. I started Amazon when I was 30, not when I was 20. And I think that extra 10 years of experience actually improved the odds that Amazon would succeed. So that would always be my advice. I finished college, and I enjoyed college, and I think it's been helpful to me. And then I went on and I worked for a really great company called B.E. Shaw & Co., where I learned a tremendous amount there.
and working.
And by the way, as you mentioned, when you're inside a big company, you can be entrepreneurial. Big companies need mavericks. They need people to lift them up and make them see new things. And it's up to the leadership of big companies, good companies, best practices companies when they get larger. They defend their mavericks. They don't eject them. They figure out how to support them and keep them, driving change inside the company. Because really, most big companies get comfortable, and the mavericks cause discomfort. And so it's easy to keep them away and drive them out. But you'll lose so much that way. At Amazon and at Blue Origin, we're very careful to keep our mavericks.
And I think this is really important, Jeff, because what we're trying to do here is show the future, both from new companies who start, but companies also who transform.